What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about others today. The others chart, which is effectively our altcoin index. For those of you that don't know, others is the compilation of the top 125 cryptos in the space, excluding the top 10. So this is by market cap. So it includes all their market caps, excluding the top 10. So it's a compilation of 115 different cryptos up to the top 125, and this is effectively our index. If this chart drops like this, the average altcoin is probably seeing, from a high to a low, on average seeing a 36% drop in this amount of time. Some more, some less, but on average. If the chart's doing this, on average, not all altcoins in the top 125, but even coins outside the top 125, most altcoins are probably chopping sideways. If you're looking at this chart and you're like, hey, that looks a lot like insert whatever ticker you're thinking of here, it probably does. It probably looks a lot like a lot of cryptos right now. And what we're seeing here, the reason why we're talking about this chart is because what we're seeing right now is effectively a breakout. The volume is increasing. We have closed one day above this closing high here, and it's basically the high of this whole overall range. We have a flat top with ascending lows coming in. Looks like an ascending triangle, and it looks like we're breaking out today. Not only did we break out yesterday, I said today, sorry, yesterday. Not only did we break out yesterday, but today we back tested this line for support, and we found it. At least at the moment we found it. There's still 9 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. There's a lot of time for things to go wrong or to go right or to just chill right here. But if we can close here, if we can close today green, especially looking like this with that nice wick down there, this is very promising for altcoins indeed, my friends. If we're looking at this from the overall high that we found on the 18th of September, a lot of people remember October 6th is the end of the bull market. For altcoins, it was September 18th. September 18th to the low that we found on February 6th here, we're not even above the 382. In other words, we've got, and just breaking out of this little range here, I thought that I had the right tool on there. Just breaking out of this little ascending triangle, we could absolutely see altcoins push higher. The 382, typically, you do not go up to it and find direct resistance at it. Typically, you do wick through it. So I wouldn't be surprised if the average altcoin from here has something on the lines of another like 10% growth at a minimum. At a minimum. Now, with this growth, not only would we be breaking out of this range here, but also I believe we'd be breaking out of this range. Let's just see. Let's see. Yes, we are right now. We're breaking out from a diagonal perspective, which doesn't really matter. It's the horizontal ones that matter more. We're breaking out from multiple perspectives, though. Okay? I doubt we stop at the 382. I think that this could be a cascade of events that sends altcoins more or less on average up another 30 to 40% in price growth. Now, there will be some coins, and there already are some coins that have grown more than this over the last week. There will be some coins that don't grow this much. But on average, this is what we could expect to see. That's really exciting. It's the most exciting that altcoins have been since basically a year ago, since June of last year. We haven't seen a move like this in quite some time to the upside. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get into the short-term stuff. Let's look at the indicators. Let's see what's going on here. Is this valid? Is this a fake out? We still are in fake out territory. But with how we're performing so far, it does seem optimistic. And by the end of the day, if we can close here or higher, not only is it optimistic, but I have faith that we've got confirmation that we will go higher, which again could send us on an inevitable run that is up about 30 to 40%. Now, whenever we run, that doesn't mean that it's in one day or in 1 week. It could be. Altcoins can move fast. You know, here, this is like a 2-week process. It was still pretty fast. Here, this is like a month process, a month long, month and a half, or a little bit over a month long process. But still, whether it's sometime by the end of May or sometime in June, I wouldn't be surprised if between now and then we see a 30% to 40% growth with the average altcoin. It won't be a straight shot up. If it is, great, that's cool. That'll be easy to sell, right? If you're just pumping straight up, we can expect some volatility there. But if it's more methodical and it takes its time, that might not be as easy. You might have to be patient for that inevitable carrot at the top, and I think that we're going to get there. It just might be a little bit of time, whether that's 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks from now. It's going to be a little bit of time. Not only have we broken through these thresholds, guys, there's so much bullish stuff going on right now. Again, just focus on the fact that from a horizontal perspective, we are breaking through this trend line here, which is resistance and support back here. We're breaking through it right now. What we're doing, it's incredible. We're breaking above the 236, great. We're moving up to the next fib levels, great. We're also breaking above our diagonal line here, and I don't have that drawn on properly, but right there, great, phenomenal. All good things. All so far so good. You look at the ribbon here, the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame. This is the first time that the ribbon has crossed positive. And again, as long as we don't see some kind of detrimental drop by the end of the day, whew, as long as we don't get something like that, you know, something like what we had here on February 5th, then we should be crossing up. And the last time that we crossed up, you guys, was back here. Again, the same time. This is the last move that we saw to any kind of significant degree of what we're expecting here. And it was this cross here. Look at what happened. Look at what I mean, we rallied. We were partially through the move, but we had a lot more to go. We're partially through the move here, but we've got a lot more to go. I think so. And then the time before that we crossed green or crossed bullish on the ribbon. Look at that. We crossed bearish, we dropped. We crossed bullish, we pump. It's not that simple. It's not always that simple. You cross bearish here, and then you pumped right afterwards. It's not always that simple. There are false crosses. All indicators are not 100% reliable. If you found one that's 100% reliable, you either haven't done enough research or it's a brand new indicator that doesn't have enough iterations yet. Nothing is perfect, okay? If it is, tell me. Just tell me what it is, please. Tell us all. Let us know in the comments. Be wary of clicking on links, my friends. Be aware of that as well. The 3-day ribbon looks like it wants to pierce through the top side, which is also a bullish signal in itself, right? Typically, you pierce through before you're about to flip it inevitably. And then the weekly time frame here, you know, we're flirting with it. We're at an area where we might find resistance, but the daily again, this is what really gets me excited. So there's some exciting things going on there as well. There's a couple more things that I want to talk about. I want to look at some indicators real quick. Getting overbought is nice. We want to stay overbought though. Stochastics look good, and the MACD is crossing through the threshold right now, guys. I mean, look at this here. We're breaking through our trend, our negative trend here in the oscillators with the MACD. We're getting higher highs instead of lower highs now, right? We had resistance here at the 0, and then we're crossing through. The histogram is at the levels that we found resistance before, but I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw some deeper readings than we're accustomed to with the momentum we have going on here. Especially with Bitcoin being above 77K. Wow. How high did it go? 77.5K. Impressive. Very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. Yeah, the daily time frame indicators look phenomenal on the others chart. The weekly indicators. Now the RSI is showing us a little bit of turbulence here, right? We've got some lower highs to go here. Let's see, maybe I draw it like this. We're actually right at a point of contention, not just on a diagonal line here, but right at the 50 level as well. These levels matter a lot more on the RSI than they do in the price, I would say, as far as like diagonal lines going. We are at a point of contention here, but again, that daily time frame gets me excited that we're not going to stop here. Maybe we see some volatility, but again, continuation over the coming days and weeks ahead. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD has flipped green with bullish divergence at the lows. And we're at the lows here. This could have been a fake out all along, guys. We've got some impressive price action coming our way. That's all I've got to say. You know, 30% or more is not to be slept on, and maybe more than that. Who knows? If this move overall down here was a grand fake out to the downside, we could be moving up. I mean, who knows? I'm not going to say alt season. There's that possibility though. We go to Bitcoin dominance. This will be the last thing that we talk about here. If it will load, and I think it will, it's just slow. There we go. It likes it when I sing to it. We look at this on a weekly perspective. We have yet to see our dominance drop, or dominance tank. And if I was looking at any chart like this, guys, hold on. Sorry. My oldest daughter almost woke up my baby, and if you guys know anything about babies, you do not wake a sleeping baby. You appreciate the peace while you have it, okay? That's Whew. Know what you were thinking, girl. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if this was any chart besides the dominance, because dominance is weird. There's a lot of things that could happen, but just looking at this looks bearish. I mean, it's rounding off. It looks like we're about to plummet. It really does. And I mean, maybe, again, I don't want to say alt season. I feel like that's just weird, but I mean, dude, if we do this, if we see the dominance really start to tank, we might be seeing a lot more than just a 30% pump in the altcoin markets, guys, which would not be bad. It would not be bad, to say the least. Anyways, hopefully I gave you some things to think about, things to consider, things to get excited about. I've got nothing else to say. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.